Okay, so we are back in Charlotte, Mecklenburg to deal with these two idiots. Charlotte, also, if you don't know, a dumpster fire masquerading as a city. Anyway, this is going to be Trooper Matthew Morrison and Trooper Garrett Macario. He's a, I want to say this one's a sergeant. Anyway, long of the short, this one gives chase. I'm almost sure he did not radio it in. Didn't hear him radio it in. He's going to ask him if he 43'd it. Nope, he did not. 1043 is in pursuit. He didn't. And then he's going to give him the lowdown on what happened. He's going to be like, holy shit. So then they're going to conspire to cover up what happened. And then there's going to be a conclusion to these two, but there is a lawsuit filed, and we will get to that. But this is the video that I put up, I don't know, 4 months ago, I guess it was. These are the two we're dealing with right now in Charlotte. You're going to have to pay close attention because here in the next 10 seconds, you're going to hear him say wrecked. Because his whole story is going to be that he shut the pursuit down and came around the corner and this guy had wrecked out. Complete lie. Right there. And then you see it? Bam, there's the lights. Yes. And now, of course, he's cut the lights, and so the audio has stopped. But he's going to start him back here in a minute and probably scare the dog shit out of this car coming up here thinking that this trooper's turning around on him. I'm probably going to have to edit that fucking music out. This guy right here is probably like, the fuck did I do? And he's going to see this clusterfuck and be like, oh shit, never mind.
C340 Raleigh.
C340, go ahead.
Now, my initial thought was, why wouldn't he stop back here with the lights? That way traffic coming would know that there's a bunch of shit here.
Yeah, RPD and Fire and EMS 1018 to Capitol and Wake Forest Road, reference at 1050 PI.
Raleigh C340, 10-4, I'll make contact.
Yo, what's up? Hey, so this car passed me downtown at like 70 and a 40, and I went to stop him. He took off, and I just went ahead and disengaged just to his driving behaviors. Coming outbound, and when I came around the corner, I had already turned my shit off. He wrecked and went to 1050 F rank.
Please tell me you're fucking kidding.
Please tell me you're fucking joking.
No, I mean I had all my shit was off. Came around the corner here at Atlantic Avenue. He ran into the median here.
Did you call 1043 or anything?
Did you call 1043, which would be in pursuit?
Yes, sir. The second I realized
Nope.
that it was not a smart chase, I literally turned all my stuff off. I'd lost sight when I came around the corner.
And we know that's a lie because he said wrecked, and then you see the car spin and the headlights come in this direction.
I saw the smoke.
Sounds to me like this RPD's problem.
Alright.
Sounds to me like that's RPD's problem. Sounds to me like that's conspiring to cover up your bullshit.
They're on the way. I mean,
You're the first one out with it?
yeah, I mean, not being like weird about it. I just did not feel it was a safe chase.
Okay, is your camera still rolling?
Of course.
Yeah, on a different recording though, because I had already disengaged.
Okay.
I think what he's asking you is your camera rolling now.
And you turned around on him. You never, I mean, you lit him up, you immediately stopped as soon as you lost sight of him, and you drove up on him as RPDs.
That's a lie.
I mean, I had turned my sub off, I continued to roll, and then as I was probably going 50 miles an hour, and I was like, holy crap, there's that same car. So,
Yeah.
alright, well, that works.
I wouldn't mention anything to them about you trying to stop him.
I wouldn't mention anything to them about you tried to stop him. Complete conspiracy to cover this up.
No, I won't.
Just say, hey man, I drove up on this.
Yeah.
And leave it at that.
Alright, yeah, no, it was very short. I was like,
Yeah.
I did not feel safe chasing this dude.
Dang it.
Yeah,
So is there EMS or anybody out there?
they're on the way.
You confirmed he's DRT though?
DRT. Dead right there. He hasn't confirmed nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, it's not it was not 1043.
okay. Yeah, that's RPD's problem. I wouldn't say shit to him.
Alright, sir. I appreciate it.
I just feel like I drove up on it.
Alright.
Total bullshit. Surely there'll be some accountability for this.
Alright.
Anything else?
Alright, bye.
Alright, bye.
What's up? Yeah, it's a fatal. Yeah, I rolled up on it. He obviously
How do you know it's a fatal? You never checked on anybody.
came over the median. There's a bunch of people up there, by the way.
See if you get that door open.
Just watch your back. There's a
You
bunch
check on him yet or no?
Not yet, no.
Ready to check on him, see if he's good.
There's a bunch of dudes up there, by the way. Just watch your back.
Sir? Sir, are you okay, sir?
No, I'm dead.
Eyes open, ain't it?
No.
Breathing? Were you like pulling him over or something? You just were driving by
This
him?
is a little area I work, so. And I came up.
You hear RPD's, he's not even buying it. Look, he's got a gun.
I saw the smoke and heard all the cars hitting the debris. I moved the tire out of the road and that's everything else is still intact.
Wow, thanks. See, thanks the whole time you walked around conspiring to cover this shit up. You could have been moving a lot more crap out the road. RPD's not buying it.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to note Raleigh, another dumpster fire masquerading as a city. Anyway, that is where we're at with this one. And this is what the Highway Patrol had to say. We're not gonna watch this. Words spoken and captured by video in the moments after the collision's occurrence do not reflect the high standards we place upon our members, nor the life-saving work that we see them carry out daily. North Carolina State Highway Patrol, please fucking stop. And of course the family, what have they done? They've hired the biggest race baiter in the country, Ben CRUMP. But trust and believe, if there's a dime to squeeze out of it, he will get it. And this is where we're at now, because surely there has been some accountability, right? Let's see.
No charges. The Wake County District Attorney says the behavior of two troopers was unacceptable, but they did not break the law in their response to a deadly crash.
They didn't break the law in their response to a deadly crash. What about the conspiracy to cover it up? See, here's the deal. The district attorney has to live and work around there and has to drive up and down the roads and has to make sure that people like this bring her cases. Otherwise, she don't run their job.
Trooper Garrett Macario and Sergeant Matthew Morrison were under an investigation after an October crash that killed Tyrone Mason. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. The investigation into what happened at the scene showed the troopers colluded on camera to lie about what happened. Today, the Wake County District Attorney decided the two will not be charged.
What I would hope that the public would understand is that,
I'm not sure she hadn't been drinking a little bit. I'm just throwing that out there.
bad conduct is not always criminal
What about conspiring to cover the shit up?
conduct.
A lot of respect for Ms. Freeman. It's a tough job.
Please stop.
I think that she's making a poor decision in this matter.
WRO Sean Gallagher is here in the studio. Sean, no criminal charges, but will the troopers keep their jobs?
Yeah, for now they will. State Highway Patrol says that they'll remain on desk duty, but the DA, Lauren Freeman, will not charge them criminally, saying the evidence would not support a successful prosecution.
Why don't you let the jury figure that one out? Why don't we just run it by the jury and see what their thoughts are about it?
After Trooper Macario gave false statements about his involvement in the chase. The investigation showed Mason ran from a state trooper, hitting speeds around 100 miles per hour. Trooper Macario stopped chasing him, but shortly after, Mason crashed and died at the scene. The report says Sergeant Morrison advised Trooper Macario to not disclose to responding officers that he had attempted to initiate a traffic stop of Mr. Mason. Instead, Morrison suggested Macario say he had just rolled up on the wreck.
Also, he would have to fill out, I don't know, let me think, what do they call it? Police reports. And that's lying on an official document. And he's lied to, what's going to happen if you cause an accident and you lie to the cops. And then another one comes to get your statement and you lie about that. How's that turn out for you?
It's a lie Freeman says was designed to help them avoid handling the crash investigation, not to hide any wrongdoing. The Emancipate NC's executive director disagrees.
This is a miscarriage of justice on the highest level.
Tell them, Dawn.
And the people of Wake County, I hope they are paying attention. These officers colluded and worked together to obstruct justice and make it harder for this mother to learn the truth.
Lying about involvement in a case, standing alone, does not confer any criminal or civil liability on the officer.
On the officer. See, that's on the officer. But now if you do it, trust and believe, he's not going to be saying the same thing.
You did that. And you lied about it, that could be obstructing of justice. But
why? Why is it rules for thee and not for me? That's why.
The police officer is on a different level.
Exactly. And people need to remember that. They're on a completely different level. They say, higher standards, higher standards. We have higher standards. No, stop. They don't. They have different standards. And it's different for them as it is for everybody that's not them.
Now, DA Freeman says there is other evidence that Macario did own up to being a part of that chase to RPD that night, even though they remain employed. DA Freeman says they're not allowed to bring criminal charges in her district any longer. So if they want to keep their jobs, they'll have to do it outside of Wake County.
So what they're trying to say is, if they want to keep their jobs, they'll have to do it outside of Wake County. They're just going to shuffle them around somewhere else. No telling where these two dumbasses will show up at. Anyway, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, I don't think I said at the beginning. Anyway, 78% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop, click the button, and we move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.